Welcome back. We are getting close to revealing our number one story, but first, here's number 4. On February 6th of this year, 2 masked men walked into the Bank of KUAM Jigo branch in broad daylight and got away with stealing an estimated $11,000 from teller drawers. In March, Jathan Tatautau, Ricky McIntosh Jr., Vincent Santos, and Antonio Quirigua were arrested for the heist. Tatautau and McIntosh allegedly were the 2 who entered the bank, while Santos is accused of driving the getaway vehicle, and Quirigua the accused lookout before the robbery occurred. Tatautau would enter a plea agreement to become the government's star witness, but his trial would get underway in May. The case would crumble as Tatautau refused to testify against his co-defendants. Prosecutor Brian Gallagher.
Obviously, we're very surprised and disappointed about the way things came out. We're not sure what transpired. Apparently something did, and he chose to withdraw from his cooperation agreement. And so we will now proceed against him, proceed with all of our options. With regard to Mr. Tatautau, as though his cooperation agreement never existed.
While McIntosh, Santos, and Quirigua were acquitted of the crime, Tatautau was sentenced in July.
Willing to take the sentencing, but I just don't want my co-defendants to get sentenced. I understand they have conspiracy, that's about it, but you guys already sentencing me, so you guys found the guy that did it.
Superior Court Judge James Canto imposed a sentence of 10 years for the bank robbery, an additional 10 years for burglary in Jigo, and 1 year for the unauthorized use of a motor vehicle Tatautau committed as a minor. The total 21-year sentence will be served consecutively. A myriad of scandals have rocked the local Catholic Church in 2014. One of the biggest was the sudden removal of Monsignor James Beneventi as rector of the Cathedral Basilica and director of the Catholic cemeteries of the Archdiocese of Agana. The Archbishop removed Monsignor James from his positions exactly 1 week after he celebrated his 20-year anniversary. The Archbishop spoke on the removal through press releases alleging financial mismanagement. After he was removed, a prayer vigil was held on the steps of the cathedral, clearly showing a church divided.
We are losing confidence and trust in his leadership. I hope that by praying that he will change.
What the Archbishop is doing is providing division, not only with the shepherd, but also the flock.
The removal of the Monsignor was also followed by the sudden shutdown of the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica National Museum.
This is a project very dear to Monsignor James, and this was his vision. And I wanted to make sure that his vision and all the work and love that was put into it, people can share with that and see how beautiful the history of KUAM's church is. Hopefully, you'll be able to make it before we close today at 1:30.
Monsignor James denied any wrongdoing. He was appointed as the parochial vicar of St. Anthony Catholic Church in Tamuning.
I just want to thank the people of the Archdiocese of Agana and the parishioners of Cathedral Basilica for their continued support, and that's really the only comment I'd like to say.
The Archbishop, meanwhile, faced allegations himself. A former Guam resident, now living in California, accused him of sexually molesting his relative. Because no victim ever came forward, the complaint was not investigated by the Archdiocese. The Archbishop would issue an exclusive television statement to KUAM on the matter, denying the allegations and announced plans to file a lawsuit.
I trust that the members of our Guam Catholic family who have observed my actions and leadership for the last 30 years will know in their hearts and spirit that these allegations are false.
With all the controversies emerging within the church, Catholics from parishes across the island organized to form the nonprofit group called Concerned Catholics of Guam to investigate the Archdiocese and its management. President Gregory Perez.
There are too many inconsistencies, too many untruths, mistreatment, too much pain inflicted, especially upon the elders who had taught us to keep the faith, pray, forgive, heal, and to take care of one another. Our hope is to work with our leadership to find solutions and to rebuild and to restore our archdiocese.
While we wait to see what their investigation reveals, In the new year, the Archdiocese will host visitors from the Vatican. Our number 2 story in our countdown, Decision 2014. It was an historic victory for the incumbents, Governor Eddie Calvo and Ray Tenorio, who beat their Democrat opponents, former Governor Carl Gutierrez and Gary Gumatautau, by a landslide.
This campaign was all about, it's about love. It's about the people. We love the people of Guam. We look forward to serving them for another 4 years.
The Calvo-Tenorio team won every single precinct, the first in local political history. The win, however, was hard to believe for the Democrats, which would file for a partial recount of the results. The results, however, remain the same.
I'll be very honest with you. I don't trust this machine. And it's not an accusation that somebody tampered with the machines. It's not an accusation that people were playing with the ballots. It's just simply because the record shows that the machines do malfunction.
We're very confident in the work that GEC has done. We did a recount in 2010, nothing changed. Here we are in 2014, again, nothing has changed. At the end of the day, I just hope they understand that this was a mandate of the people, and the governor still won every single district, and it was a very wide margin. I can understand why they were concerned by being beaten so badly, but again, at the end of the day, this just proves that the results were correct.
Decision 2014 also saw an historic vote by the people of Guam to approve the use of medicinal marijuana. Proposal 14A, otherwise known as the Joaquin K.C. Conception II Compassionate Cannabis Use Act, was named after Emily Conception's husband. She stood by his side through his battle with stomach cancer.
With chemotherapy, my husband suffered from nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite. He couldn't grip things. He had numbness and tingling. He had skin problems. Everything a 32-year-old shouldn't experience, he was.
Over 19,000 voters said yes to medicinal marijuana, accounting for more than 50% of the vote. Proposal 14A directs public health to regulate the use of marijuana as treatment for medical conditions or diseases. Additionally, an advisory board of 9 members needs to be established that would consist of the Public Health Director, the Guam Board of Medical Examiners, the Department of Agriculture, the Legislature, a member of the public at large, and 4 practitioners representing the fields of oncology, neurology, psychiatry, and pain management. Stay tuned, our number 1 story of the year is coming up.